The floor is yours.
Welcome everyone. Now I would like to change a little bit topic and say something about social research in ecohydrology, why we do this, how we do this, and what exactly we do. First, I would like to start with socio-ecological systems, which are complex systems of human and nature, emphasizing that people must be treated as a part of the environment. On the one hand, ecosystems provide services, benefits to society, and society, by using it, provides some pressures on ecosystems. Delivery of ecosystem services depends on ecosystem condition, on natural capital, and sometimes it requires, this delivery requires some maintenance to increase or sustain the level of delivery of ecosystem services. And this can be done, for example, by introducing nature-based solutions. However, this requires sometimes competition for resources or space between different stakeholders, and that's why we should also remember about people in our activities. Also, changes in one part of the system can have a cascading effects on others, and this system operates on multiple scales and domains, and recognizing and managing ecosystem services is essential for both systems, and values, beliefs, and institutions influence perception and management of these systems. By integrating social, ecological, and hydrological aspects, social ecohydrology seeks to better understand complex water-related systems. Its focus on recognizing and incorporating local community perception and traditional knowledge into the management of systems. Its focus on social justice and aspects of equity and fair access to water-related ecosystem services. It's based on participatory governance and shared responsibility for newly designed and implemented solutions. Its core is adaptation and resilience of communities to changing conditions. The main goals for now is education, which is based on a learning and exchange of information and experience among stakeholders. Participation, which is focused on based on all citizen science, co-creation and co-design activities, and also compromise building, because full satisfaction of needs and expectation is not possible, so we need some social consensus on priority values and optimal solutions. Here are some examples what we exactly do in our research. We use online and on-site questionnaires in which we check blue and green infrastructure preferences and ecosystem services evaluation. We make some workshop, mainly focused on design of urban space like backyards, river banks, or green squares. We make also some interviews and consultation with local residents, which are research walks, or also some observation technique of users' behavior in the area of future implementation. Through the online survey, we learned that urban reservoirs are perceived by community as the most important source of ecosystem services in the city, both in case of cultural services like relaxation or aesthetic functions, and regulating one like temperature regulation on habitat for species. We also learned that reservoirs are most perceived in the city and most desired, more than fountains or reservoirs with artificial edges, and this is due to its contribution to cooling or rainwater retention. In another study, which was workshop with citizens focused on designing of grey urban backyards, we learned that there is no problem with rainwater retention in the backyards due to the fact that water is discharged directly through stormwater drainage system. So there is no need for NPS for water retention. It's due to the rainwater is polluted and there is lack of greenery for watering. And also water is considered as a threat, as a not friendly and unnecessary element in the closed area of people flats. And these are opinions, of course, of inhabitants of tenement houses, and there is definitely no for ponds, fountains, or any place to collect water because the fear for the child's safety. What should be said here that there was no lecture given before the workshop on ecosystem function and services on nature-based solution and the impact of nature and human health. On our another project, Athena's project, which was coordinated by one of our colleague Kinga Krause, we wanted to redesign urban green square in the city center and make it more for water retention. And what we wanted to do this with citizens to have their support during the project and also after the project ends. What we did, we prepared 2 alternative solutions, how the square could look like, and ask them to choose the most preferred one. What we have is, and how it looks right now, on the bottom of the picture, there is 3 infiltration basins in form of rainwater gardens. There are some new sidewalks, there are benches, there are trash containers on the square. And what we learned during the talking with people, that there is definitely yes for rainwater garden, but definitely no for any open water bodies, any water pond or reservoirs due to the safety reasons and also what's mosquito. What should be emphasized here that we have narrowed down the possible choices and we explain the benefits of the solutions. So the process of society involvement and engagement in this Athena's project was rather long. It took almost 3 years, and we started with behavioral mapping. We have close cooperation with NGOs. We have some interviews and also design consultation. We provide a lot of workshops and animation with children and also with their parents about the ecosystem services and about river functions. We also have some workshops and meeting on the square. We have joint planting of trees and shrubs, and we have even workshop with dog behaviorists because the square is mainly used by dog owners. What we wanted to show that we are doing something for people and we are doing something with them. And for now, I can say it really works because people engagement and responsibility for this area increased. What we learned through these 3 different research, that there is definitely need for educational activities that explain the relationship between ecosystem conditions, capital and the services which are provided, and that we need to use a variety of methods to reach as many respondents as possible. Because as we see, different methods provide different information. By early engagement of citizen participatory process, we get identification of their needs and priorities, which can be overlooked in more top-down approaches. Thanks to that, we can get some improved usability and accessibility of the newly designed area, even for people with disabilities. There can be some increased user acceptance of the solution, which can, in the future, lower the risk of rejection of our design. What we gain by including people in this process, we have solution tailored to the specific needs, values and context of the people who will be directly affected by our intervention. We can develop some sense of ownership and responsibility for outcomes. We can get some involvement of marginalized and vulnerable groups, which is very important for social justice aspects. Through the process, we can get diversity of perspective, backgrounds, and skills. There is some conflict prevention resolutions. We can build trust and relationship between design teams and the users, which is very important for future implementation and activities in the city. We can build capacity and skill development both for designers, scientists, and users. This can be a huge learning opportunity for all. And we have adaptability and flexibility in response to changing conditions. All of this is very important due to the democratic issue, ethical aspect, and also for long-term sustainability. Thank you very much for your attention.